The following is a presentation of the Hello Chicago Network. Hello, Chicago Network is on the air. Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan Yanishadis, and it's time to focus for this Monday, February the 23rd. Hope everyone had a good weekend. I was fighting off a cold most of the weekend, slept 12 hours, I think, Friday night. Saturday, we did Fan Focus Live, got through that. Felt a little better. Took a complete rest day on Sunday before I had to go to work. So I'm feeling much better. Just finished a workout. So things are looking better here as the final week of February 2026. And then once I feel better, now I realize we have to talk about the Chicago Bulls. So let's focus on that. Focusing on the Chicago Bulls means another stretch of bad basketball. Thursday night this is their longest stretch of home games that I believe they have all year. And they started starting the second half Thursday night against the Toronto Raptors. They lose that one of a final of 110-101. I think they were in this game early on, looked like they were playing well again. This is a team that, and we'll bring this up in a second. I think it was brought up very well by Adam Amin and Stacey King on Sunday night. But they lose that one of a final of 110-101 to the Raptors. And Saturday we did Fan Focus Live. This is the first time I've really sat and watched this Bulls team since they got rid of everyone. And I was impressed by the defense. Early on, they played well. I mean, once again, Cade Cunningham, the Pistons are one of those teams where, just like the Bulls, but they do it obviously much better, is that they depend on the three ball. And they depend on, if Cade Cunningham's not having a good game, they're not playing their best basketball. So the Bulls did play well in the first half. Second half, Pistons looked like the number one team in the East. They won 126-110. And then on Sunday against the Knicks, that was down to the final buzzer. Josh Giddey looked good. Final 3 minutes left. Karl Anthony Towns played great. I know there's a lot of talk about him and how he plays in New York, but he was able to do it. And then Jalen Brunson as well. So a lot of people were worried in New York that the Knicks, a second of a back-to-back against a not good team that has nothing to lose, could be a struggle some for them. But no, they went out and played very well, did the Knicks, and they won 105-99. And the Bulls now have the longest losing streak since like 2010, or was it 2019, I believe. And I mean, that was around the stretch where I gave up on this team. Now I believe that was the Fred Hoiberg. Nowhere in sight is there a future, and now they're back to that. When you thought this team had a look, now you're just kind of confused and wonder what they're going to do next. Now Jay Ivy's not playing because of an injury, so you don't get a chance to see him. But I'm impressed by some of the guys on this team. The center. I mean, if you watch the Fan Focus, Brandon, I had no clue who half the guys were, and that's not how you're supposed to be able to do this. You're supposed to know who your team is. And unfortunately, that's not the case because we don't know what direction. Is there a reason to get to know these guys? Because in a month or so, might never play again for the Bulls. So, I mean, I think that's where we're at right now as Bulls fans. And it's my nephew's really getting into sports. I always mess up his age. Is he 15? We're going to go 15. Could be wrong on that. But he texted me first. He asked me to follow his YouTube channel, which, if you guys are listening as well, he's a big gamer. Let's see what his YouTube handle was. Golden Gamer 678. So if you're a big gamer, he plays Madden, check out Golden Gamer 678. He has more followers than I do. But go follow him. But he asked me to follow him. And then he goes, yeah, which is what they call me. I know it's grandma, but that's what him and my two youngest niece and nephew call me. And I told them they're going to call me that until they say I do, because that's how it works. He goes, yeah, why are the Bulls so ass? And I think that sums it up very well, because that's exactly what they are. And he hasn't even had this. This is the second. I mean, we've had rebuild after rebuild. Yes, we had the Derrick Rose era, but besides that, it was fun seeing it. We were watching during the Fan Focus, the Bulls beating the Pistons in 91 and getting a chance to talk to my dad about that run, because I was there over the weekend. And I just missed that, because I remember the last finals. I remember Jeff Hornacek at the line wiping his face or whatever. I remember the Bulls facing the Jazz. I remember Jordan coming back, but that's all I got. of memories of when the Bulls were great. And then, of course, of the Derrick Rose era. But besides that, the Bulls have been ass. And I said it, and my response was they've rebuilt it 20 times in my lifetime, or 100 times, I told him. And it's just, you just never know. It's the glass is never, you never know where, if the glass is half full or half empty. The White Sox finally got it going. Now, the Bulls we're gonna be once again in that strum of bullshit, and that's exactly what it is. It's bullshit, and it sucks because I love this team, and I think, and it's such an amazing thing. And I've been to every Major League Baseball stadium. I've been to countless other sporting events. The way the Bulls put on a show there, not even counting the basketball, is the best in professional sports, and I'll put that up bar none against anyone. Benny, the Bull is one of the best, if not the best mascot, entertaining, and all the in-game action, besides the action, hands down the best. And I understand, but the fact that, and I know that's what brings people to the arena, but you're going to start losing fans because they want a team that wins, and they have not gotten one. And now we're going to have to go through this whole, and then you do this year half-ass. They're not even going to get a good draft pick. So it's just frustrating. So the Bulls lose all 3 games in the middle of now a 9-game losing streak. They're home against the Hornets Tuesday. We'll be recapping that one on Friday. And then Thursday, they'll be home against the Blazers. We won't be recapping that. We'll be starting that next week. And we'll be getting into the announcement we had on Fan Focus Live. We're going to talk about all that on the other side of the break. So the Bulls suck. They continue to, and hopefully things can get a little bit better, at least somewhere. Hopefully we'll get answers. We never really, don't hold your breath with the Chicago Bulls. Take a time out. When we come back, we're going to talk kind of a little spring training, if you will. Talk some Cubs, talk some White Sox, talk some other stories as well as we close things out. And we won't really be getting into hockey till next week because it starts Thursday. But I think the U.S. did their job as well. So we'll take a time out. We'll have the Hello Chicago Rewind, and then the most important focus of the day, the Ryan Focus.
Bruce Buffer.
Okay, with only a few minutes left, Brandon, it's time to do the announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, we're changing things up a little bit. Hello Chicago Network's going back to solely on Hello Chicago Network beginning a week from Monday. It'll be Monday. We're doing Monday through Thursday. We're going back to the old format. Sole focuses every day. I like doing the hour. I like doing the full show, but I still feel like I don't have enough time. So it's going to be Monday through Thursday. And that's the third time that I've done that as well. So the what it was that was the announcement that we're going back to or we're going back to the Monday. We're going to talk about everything on Friday's show, the second half of the show, but we're going back to solely on YouTube beginning Monday. We're going to do multiple episodes a week, just like how it was when we started Hello Chicago Network. I wanted to give this a run of full episodes. I've enjoyed it. I've also enjoyed my time on Raise the Bar TV, but I also think it takes views away because people watch it on there. And I want people to go to the YouTube channel. That's why you have a YouTube channel, to get views and get people to watch. So that's the thing. And we'll go more into that on Monday. Or on Friday's show before Monday we begin. And also we're going to have a Fan Focus Live. It's going to be a Fan Focus final, or the finale, or Fan Focus 4 finale. All 4 Chicago teams are playing. From the Cubs and White Sox are playing each other at 2 p.m. Then I think the Bulls go on at 2:30, Blackhawks at 3. We're going to talk about all those on Fan Focus 4 finale. That'll be on Sunday. And then we start our new theme Monday, where we'll have a focus each day. Again, we'll break all that down coming up on Monday's or on Friday's final show here on Raise the Bar TV. And I'll give my final. And Sunday will be on Raise the Bar TV as well. One final fan focus there. Brandon will join me as well. So the last time we'll be talking sports together. I just miss being on YouTube and all that, but I've enjoyed doing Raise the Bar TV. But Again, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the Hello Chicago Network YouTube channel, which beginning next Monday. That's the only place you'll find Hello Chicago Network. So appreciate everyone that's tuned in, been a supporter through, what has it been? 248 episodes we've done. So I'm looking forward to what's next and just trying to build the brand, doing what I love to do, and I'll never stop. And also congratulations to both Team USA. Wow, what a stretch. You saw Team USA for the women win in overtime to beat Canada. Then Sunday morning, got up early, able to watch with my dad. U.S. had a 1-0 lead. Canada tied it. You saw nothing, went into overtime, and U.S. able to get the win. They get gold. So what a job by the U.S. First time, I didn't realize that. First time they've won since the Miracle on Ice in 1980. So, and it was the same date as well, February 22nd. So just awesome all the way around. Congratulations. Proud to be an American and to be able to watch that, because I know how tough it is. Canada is unbelievable, obviously, and how they, like I continue to say, they come out of the womb with skates on. So congratulations to Team USA, and NHL will get back onto it on Thursday. Okay, now it's time to talk a little spring training focus here. I guess we could probably do what we'll probably do here is just kind of talk about both at the same time. It's Cubs, White Sox, Cubs. Some of the spring training. By the way, White Sox coming into today are 3-0. They're playing pretty well. Murakami had a nice opener against the Cubs. He played well. Also, the Cubs are 0-3. Records do not care. That's another thing my nephew texts me. He goes, God, the Cubs are ass. He gets very emotional. You should see him during a Bear game. But at the same time, it's spring training. Records don't matter. You want now, if you're starting out 0-2 and to start when you're facing a team like the Washington Nationals, maybe a little bit of worrisome. But right now, I don't think that you don't worry. You want everyone to get out healthy. Jonathan Long's hurt already. Cubs did sign Michael Conforto overnight. So they have a bunch of options for outfield. So that'll be interesting to see how they work on that. But the White Sox, they're playing well. Murakami had a nice opener versus the Cubs. The pitching has looked good. So great job there early on for the White Sox. And you want to continue to see that positive momentum. For the Cubs, what a bizarre first inning in the game against the Giants. It was the Cubs didn't air it. It was on the Giants live stream. And then it was John Miller, who's the radio Hall of Fame voice for the Giants. And then it was the home voice TV for the Giants, Dwayne Kuiper, who's the brother. You probably know Mel Kiper more, who does college football and college basketball drafts. His brother, he's a Giant. He's been there forever too. And they were doing the game. So the top of the first inning, the fire alarm goes off at Scottsdale Stadium, the spring training home facility of the San Francisco Giants. And then fans start leaving, players start walking off the field. The umpire's like, no, keep playing. And it threw off Robbie Ray, the starter for the Giants, because then he didn't know, he threw like 5 straight balls, and you could hear there was like alert, and was someone saying it. And so it was interesting. And then Cubs got 2 guys on. Suzuki hits a base hit to right in that same half inning once the alarm just shut up. And then it ends up a base hit to right turns into a triple play. It was the most unbelievable, weird scenario. And it's in spring training. It won't be talked about. That's why I'm talking about it here, because it was the weirdest half inning of sports. But so that's terrible. That was rough. So, and Matt Shaw was at third because 2 guys were at the same base. They tagged out Suzuki, and then they got the 2 guys out, or I don't know, they threw to third, and then so the other guy was called out, and Shaw thought there was 3 outs or that he was the guy out, so he started walking off the base, and they tagged him. So just a crazy scenario, and hopefully everyone gets more focused. It's only the first week of spring. A lot of people are going to be leaving for the WBC. We're going to be covering that next week as well. So just interesting things. And then finally, I want to talk about Chris Bryant. It was announced he's been placed on the 60-day injured list. Just a terrible stretch for him. I know once he got traded away from the Cubs, went to the Giants, got his ovation. I remember being in the bleachers in that game. His return, also his return as a Rocky, went to the home opener of that. Was a key star. I mean, he was a part of the final play of the World Series that every Cub fan would have been waiting for that moment. And he pulled it off, and he did it. And it hurts to see the career. I mean, it looks like, I'm not sure if he's going to ever play again, but he'll always be. And I know he didn't come to the 2016 ceremony, there was definitely stuff that that some people say it was the Rockies, some say it was Bryant. Whatever it was, I don't know if I'm sure he has some bad will towards the Cubs. Whatever it is, he will always be a Chicago Cub, whether he ever gets a chance. And hopefully, he does come back to Wrigley and to celebrate, because he will forever be a part of that team that relieved the stress of Chicago Cub fans to see that World Series. And he was a huge part of that. A Rookie of the Year, MVP, unbelievable career. So it's sad to see how it's going now, but you are a forever Cub, Chris Bryant, and you are loved by so many in the city of Chicago. So hopefully one day you do get your day in Chicago, but hopefully we also get a chance to see you take the field again. That's more important right now. So that's that. A preview from Friday where we'll recap this, the one game, the Bulls Hornets, and then we'll preview the weekend for the Bulls. Again, like I said, Fan Focus 4 coming up on Sunday. We're all 4 Chicago teams. That'll be the final time on Raise the Bar TV. And then starting Monday, we go back to the Soul Focuses, and we'll talk all about that also on Friday, as I'll be going back to exclusively on YouTube, which you can subscribe to. Go to subscribe to the Huddle Chicago Network YouTube channel. We're here Monday and Friday, and at least for this week, 3:12 Central, and then 3:15 on Raise the Bar TV, which today, and then on Friday as well. So everyone, thank you so much. Everyone have a great week. I know it says spring is in the air, not for the East Coast. They got drilled with snow. So best wishes, and hopefully we don't get hit with that. That's why I don't like living that's why the Midwest is okay. You get your few you get your few big snowfalls, and that's good. It just seems like it never stops in the East Coast. But then you get to opening day of baseball, no snow. But this is crazy how it is on the East Coast. But everyone have a great week. Stay safe. Love you all. We'll be back Friday. As well, also today, happy anniversary, 52nd anniversary to my parents. Love you guys both. I'm nothing without you two. You guys have taught me and shown me so much about life, and shown me to just put your nose to the grindstone, hard work, dedication, and I love you both very much. I love spending time with you guys. Got a chance to over the weekend, and I'll never ever take another one of those moments for granted. So happy 52nd wedding anniversary today to my parents. My dad, of course, has been on the show. My mom turned 70 next April 10th. So excited for that as well. Everyone have a great week. I'm Ryan Yanishadas from the Hello Chicago Network. We are the focus of Chicago sports.